Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively get yet another fake PR award from Time magazine. Hanging out together at these rich events. There he is. Oh, look at them.
It's really smart.
So therefore, she's one of the most influential people of 2025? No, not this.
Hollywood has officially canceled Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and the reason this time is absolutely shocking. On April 16th, people started questioning how this supposed power couple even landed on Time's 100 most influential list. Now, the truth is coming out, and it's wild. Allegedly, they didn't earn it. They bribed their way in. The method they used is being called one of the dirtiest, most calculated tricks Hollywood has ever witnessed, leaving fans and insiders alike stunned at just how far some stars will go to stay on top.
Last week, and everyone's like, he bought that cover, this is so corrupt, and I mean, that could be.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's recent spot on Time's 100 most influential list has erupted into a full-blown Hollywood scandal. What was meant to be a shining moment of triumph has instead morphed into a storm of allegations. Whispers of manipulation, secret backdoor deals, and highly questionable ethics are now dominating the headlines, leaving fans and insiders questioning just how this power couple really climbed to the top.
Back in, April, Blake Lively got this fake award from Time 100. One of the most influential people of 2025, yeah, because she gave a donation to the NAACP back in 2019.
Blake Lively making Time's 2025 100 most influential list? Sure, because nothing screams current clout like a donation from 2019. That's right, for years ago, Blake wrote a check to the NAACP, and suddenly she's mingling with today's movers and shakers. Philanthropy is great, don't get me wrong, but if past donations were the measure of influence, half of Hollywood's guest lists would read like a reunion of retired do-gooders. The real question isn't what she gave back then, it's what connections, favors, or behind-the-scenes moves were used to turn that old gesture into today's headline.
How cynical it is. They are really milking the hate that Ryan Reynolds is receiving.
Industry insiders are saying Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' spot on Time's 100 most influential list wasn't exactly earned. It was allegedly bought. Sources claim the couple's reps spent over $1 million to secure their places, funneling money through PR firms and marketing agencies. The goal? Shape public narratives, sway editorial decisions, and lock in their influencer status. In other words, what should have been a recognition of impact may have been a carefully orchestrated PR stunt, proving that in Hollywood, influence isn't just about power. It's about knowing which wallets to open and which doors to push.
I have to say this the other day, one of the reasons I think that Time 100 put him on the cover is because they know people will talk about it. It doesn't really matter if it's negative comments or negative.
Enter Time magazine's owner, Salesforce billionaire Mark Benioff, a man whose name alone opens doors in Hollywood. Known for hosting exclusive, star-studded gatherings attended by top entertainment and business moguls, Benioff moves in a world where influence and favors are the real currency. Photos of him mingling with power players like Ari Emanuel highlight a tightly woven network, a playground where connections can make or break careers. In this high-stakes ecosystem, being seen and backed by the right people isn't just luck, it's a carefully cultivated advantage, one that insiders claim Blake and Ryan may have leveraged to land their coveted spot on Time's list.
Terrible that he only has like 19 friends that can say something nice about him and Maximum Effort, which was the company that he was talking a lot about, and which was the company that was one of the top 100 most influential, blah, blah, blah.
Experts have noted that Time magazine's annual lists frequently favor its sponsors and close allies. In this case, questions immediately arose because Ryan Reynolds' company, Maximum Effort, has reportedly partnered with Salesforce on multiple marketing campaigns. This connection has fueled speculation that these professional ties may have influenced the couple's inclusion, raising eyebrows over whether their spot on the list was truly earned or quietly engineered.
Marketers, publicists, they all work together and create a plan for their talent, for their people. Great, you're going to get this, this, and this if we go to Time. Okay.
The financial stakes are massive. Forbes estimates that a spot on Time's 100 most influential list can boost a celebrity's endorsement deals by up to 30%. For Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, that could mean millions in additional revenue from brand partnerships and media opportunities. But the current controversy over their alleged payment for inclusion threatens to cast a shadow over these gains, raising questions about the legitimacy of their influence and the ethics behind it.
Are talking. So many of those quotes from that Time 100 interview has appeared in outlets everywhere, basically.
Critics warn that Time's list is facing a crisis of credibility. Recent surveys indicate that 68% of readers now doubt the authenticity of the magazine's rankings, with many perceiving them as pay-to-play schemes rather than genuine acknowledgments of influence.
And Blake Lively get yet another fake PR award from Time magazine, exposing a deceptively manipulative, and I'm going to say corrupt, media organization.
The backlash has been swift and intense. Fans and industry insiders alike are calling out the alleged manipulation of such a prestigious platform. Social media is ablaze with hashtags like #TimeForTransparency, demanding accountability from both the magazine and the couple. Ryan and Blake's carefully curated brands, built on relatability and authenticity, are now under intense scrutiny. Trust, once earned, is easily lost, and the perception that they bought their way onto Time's coveted list could prove to be a costly misstep.
These are what powerful people do.
This scandal raises a critical question. How often do wealth and connections dictate recognition in Hollywood? As the story unfolds, it's becoming clear that the lines between merit and manipulation have never been blurrier.
State of it then, now, in the future. How do I manipulate the future?
The timing of the Time magazine stunt couldn't have been more convenient. With Baldoni's lawsuit already casting shadows over their public image, landing on such a high-profile platform shifted the spotlight away from the controversy and back onto their carefully curated personas. Ryan's inclusion in the 100 Most Influential Companies segment for Maximum Effort, his marketing firm, only reinforced this orchestrated narrative. Media coverage focused not on the allegations against them, but on Ryan's business savvy and Blake's influence.
Jokes or whatever, but to pull random quotes of Justin talking about his teenage years and his growth and maturity and to try to use against him to label him a predator, which none of the quotes did. I actually applaud them for, even though they're not supposed to do it, for making the point to be like, nice try, Reynolds. You have your own quotes.
I felt like it was very aggressive, I agree, and I can't fault somebody for wanting to stick up for their partner, but there were parts of it as I was reading it I couldn't help.
This isn't just about individual reputations. It's a mirror reflecting the darker side of Hollywood, the world that thrives on power plays, connections, and carefully crafted illusions. While Justin Baldoni fights to clear his name, Blake and Ryan appear to have leveraged their access to silence dissent and secure their positions. It's a high-stakes chess game, and for now, it seems they're willing to sacrifice integrity for a few more moves on the board.
Nonsensical, fire the whole PR team. It's dumb.
But here's the twist. The cracks in their carefully constructed strategy are starting to show. Insiders are speaking out, journalists are peeling back the curtain, and suddenly, this is more than just a scandal. It's a reckoning. Hollywood is watching closely, and it seems the industry isn't buying what Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are selling anymore. The glittering facade is cracking, revealing a growing wave of resentment among insiders. For a couple who built their brand on charm and relatability, the fallout from their alleged PR manipulation is hitting like a ton of bricks, and whispers of doubt are quickly turning into outright refusals.
So deceptive to me. I'm sorry. I'm starting to see through it more and more. He's such a charmer. I've fallen for it. I believe Tim Miller and others, TJ, they all fallen for it. And he's able to throw on that charm and win them back. Everybody's coming to defend Justin. Everybody's coming out of the work because of his core values and his integrity.
Let's start with the people who have seen it all, the crew. Anonymous insiders are painting a far less flattering picture of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds behind the scenes. One crew member described Blake as demanding and unapologetic, saying her refusal to acknowledge past mistakes left a sour taste. Another didn't hold back, calling her a mean girl and describing her behavior as exhausting.
Single damn one wants to come forward to defend these two.
Ryan doesn't escape unscathed either. While he's long been celebrated for his quick wit and humor, insiders say his penchant for PR spin is wearing thin. The carefully curated nice guy image is starting to feel more like a calculated marketing ploy than a genuine personality, especially to those who've worked closely with him.
Living a few times and I really like her. She's like, she's honest, she's open, she's like, what you see is what you get.
And it's not just crew whispers. High-profile industry figures are quietly distancing themselves from Blake and Ryan, while Justin Baldoni is quietly garnering powerful support. Baldoni, who's stayed low throughout the storm, has reportedly earned the backing of directors and actors who respect his integrity. Hollywood loves an underdog, and his calm, composed demeanor amid the controversy is winning him allies.
So, saw this post in the Team Justin Baldoni subreddit, and this is from Billy Bush's channel here, talking about the other people that Blake Lively said will be coming forward.
If Blake thought the backlash was limited to whispers and subtle shade, she's in for a rude awakening. The list of celebrities refusing to work with her keeps growing by the day. And these aren't minor players. Ariana Grande, for example, has made it crystal clear that authenticity matters most to her. When approached about a potential collaboration with Blake, Ariana reportedly declined immediately. Sources close to the singer cited Blake's tone-deaf approach during advocacy efforts as a deal-breaker. Ariana, known for fiercely protecting her own voice, isn't interested in aligning with someone she perceives as lacking sincerity.
Everyone's sick of it, too, and people are fed up.
Zanaya, the queen of effortless cool, also walked away from a joint project with Blake Lively. Officially, it was due to creative differences, but Hollywood insiders suspect there's more to the story. Zanaya has been vocal about only taking on projects that align with her principles, and Blake's calculated PR maneuvers apparently didn't make the cut. Her quiet departure spoke volumes. Ethics matter, and Blake doesn't fit the bill. Then there's Margot Robbie, who made her disapproval public in the most modern way possible, the unfollow button. After the Time magazine controversy erupted, fans noticed that Margot had unfollowed Blake on social media. But she didn't stop there. Margot openly criticized manipulative PR strategies that prioritize buzz over genuine talent. Coming from someone as respected as Margot, that's a burn that's impossible to ignore.
Close. She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign again.
As Blake faces mounting rejection, Justin Baldoni is quietly gaining allies. Directors, producers, and fellow actors are reportedly lining up behind him, choosing principle over association with Blake. Many are refusing to collaborate with her, standing by Baldoni's integrity. It's a clear message to Hollywood. Even in an industry dominated by image and spectacle, authenticity and ethical conduct still carry weight.
I think one day I could be a space tourist, and I'm a woman and I can make that happen. I don't know. They're pointing out her in this Daily Mail article about Katy Perry's comment about being connected to love when she went into space.
You know, they start with this bombastic line that I've realized that I'm too big to fail at this point, so I just crushed my enemies and drank their blood. I guess something Ryan Reynolds said, I'm assuming is a joke. It has no, from a legal perspective, it has no legal relevance in this opposition. It's not in the pleadings, I don't believe. I don't think that it's here for any legal reason. It's here for public consumption and for the public PR.
While Blake is taking most of the heat, Ryan isn't escaping unscathed. Celebrities who once called him a friend are now keeping their distance. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who previously shared strong on-screen chemistry with Ryan, has reportedly paused their professional collaboration. Even Emma Stone, a former co-star, turned down an endorsement deal tied to Ryan's company, citing concerns about protecting her authentic image. The lesson is clear. Hollywood's glamorous facade may run on PR and spin, but when the cracks appear, it can fall apart quickly. Ryan and Blake are discovering the hard way that charm alone can't smooth over a crumbling reputation, especially when the industry's key players start turning their backs.
There is a deep-seated insecurity and level of manipulation behind him.
Ryan Reynolds, the master of quick wit and viral marketing, is starting to feel Hollywood's chill. Sure, he can sell gin, mobile plans, and even a quirky superhero movie with effortless charm, but not everyone is buying his polished persona anymore. Several high-profile stars are hitting pause on both professional and personal ties with him, signaling that his once unshakable image may be losing its luster.
Get nervous about gossip. I can read something that says he should be drawn and quartered.
One side, as a potential collaborator, Jake Gyllenhaal has reportedly stepped back from working with Ryan, citing personal differences. Known for his authenticity and emotional depth, just look at Nightcrawler or Brokeback Mountain, Jake apparently isn't impressed by Ryan's carefully calculated PR moves. Publicly, he's emphasized valuing sincerity and transparency in collaborators, which basically translates to, he's not interested in partnerships where charm and marketing outshine genuine connection.
Ryan Reynolds realizes he's too big to fail. He just crushes his enemies and drinks their blood.
The Rock and Ryan, a duo that once lit up screens with undeniable charisma, are reportedly hitting a rough patch behind the scenes. Sources say the strain comes from Ryan's heavy reliance on PR stunts. Dwayne, known for his no-nonsense, grounded persona, has apparently grown weary of Ryan's constant, nice guy for the cameras routine. While neither has publicly addressed the tension, insiders hint that their once solid bromance may now be on indefinite hiatus.
Frenemies. And it's
frenemies. Is that the new term, frenemies?
Yeah, we're friends, but we're also enemies. And it's they see our characters on the show, and they want that to be true in a sense. I think they want everybody's characters in real life to emulate that. And it's really strange because they always want to pit women against each other. You don't hear about, like, Penn and Chase hating each other and being jealous and competitive.
Emma Stone, long admired for balancing blockbuster fame with indie credibility, quietly stepped away from an endorsement deal connected to Ryan's company, Maximum Effort. Sources say her decision was all about protecting her authentic image. With a swirling controversy around Ryan, Emma didn't want to risk being associated with his increasingly calculated PR moves, keeping her distance from a brand that could compromise her carefully curated persona.
Well, this guy Mark Benioff, who also owns Salesforce, that's who owns Time. Now,
it's not just the A-listers hitting pause. Up-and-coming actors are speaking out too. Many of Hollywood's younger talents have openly criticized Ryan's media and branding tactics, calling them manipulative and outdated. To them, his PR-heavy approach prioritizes spin over substance, and they're not holding back. The new generation values transparency and relatability, and Ryan's meticulously crafted image is starting to feel, well, a little too manufactured.
There's Mr. Mark Benioff, head of Time, Salesforce, with not Ari Emanuel, their agent, but Ari's brother, Rahm Emanuel, political, person and brother. Here they are together at an event, hanging out together.
If Hollywood loves anything, it's a masterful behind-the-scenes move. The Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively saga is a prime example of how the industry's elites wield connections, shaping narratives and controlling outcomes. Let's pull back the curtain on this glittering, and often murky, playbook and see how the game really works.
She kind of did, right? She's like, how does all the negative attention affect your businesses? Because if you scroll through the comments of this video, Team Justin all the way.
Hollywood isn't just about talent. It's about connections. Deals are made over cocktails at exclusive retreats and secret gatherings. Picture luxury resorts where billionaires, celebrities, and media moguls mingle, trading favors that can make or break careers. Want your name on a prestigious list? Need a magazine cover to distract from bad press? This is where the magic or the manipulation happens.
Is the feeling of being a woman who has a voice today.
Sorry, I keep interrupting, but I got a commentary and I'm so sick.
Mark Benioff, billionaire Salesforce CEO and owner of Time magazine, is a key player in this story. Renowned for his power and influence across media and tech, Benioff has reportedly molded narratives to favor his elite circle, making him a central figure in Hollywood's behind-the-scenes power plays.
Claim jokes or whatever, but to pull random quotes of Justin talking about his teenage years and his growth and maturity and to try to use against him to label him a predator, which none of the quotes did. I actually applaud them for, even though they're not supposed to do it, for making the point to be like,
His ties to PR agents and Hollywood insiders have sparked speculation that Ryan and Blake's spot on Time's list was driven more by strategic alliances than by merit. What's striking is how smoothly these deals unfold. PR professionals and media executives trade access, exposure, and influence for loyalty, creating a carefully curated narrative. On the surface, it looks seamless and polished, but a closer look reveals the fingerprints of calculated campaigns engineered to shape public perception.
I think the fact right now that people are kind of tired of entitlements, celebrities, and billionaires.
Ryan's spot on Time's 100 most influential companies wasn't accidental. Maximum Effort has built its reputation on clever marketing and viral stunts. Think Deadpool breaking the fourth wall or ads that feel more like sketches. On the surface, the charm is undeniable, but critics argue that the constant self-promotion masks a deeper insecurity, making the narrative less about achievements and more about staying ahead of negative press. Blake's recognition is equally scrutinized. The timing of her accolade, coinciding with Justin Baldoni's legal troubles, has fueled speculation that the couple leveraged these honors to deflect from bad publicity. By redirecting the spotlight, they've temporarily shifted the narrative, but not without raising serious questions about their integrity.
With an absolute idiot of a co-star. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable.
Ryan and Blake may have mastered Hollywood's playbook, but as the backlash intensifies, their moves are starting to look less like strategy and more like desperation. The industry thrives on reinvention, but it also has a long memory. For now, the tide is clearly turning against them. The once unstoppable duo of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is learning that Hollywood's affection can turn icy faster than any PR stunt can spin. The fallout from their alleged manipulative tactics isn't just a minor setback, it's a full-blown sinkhole, threatening to swallow their meticulously curated public personas.
Jokes or whatever, but to pull random quotes of Justin talking about his teenage years and his growth and maturity and to try to use against him to label him a predator, which none of the quotes did. I actually applaud them for, even though they're not supposed to do it, for making the point to be like, nice try, Reynolds.
Let's start with the obvious. Their golden reputations are tarnished. Industry insiders who once couldn't stop singing their praises are reportedly growing wary. Declining goodwill might even be an understatement. Whispers of mistrust are spreading fast. One producer reportedly called their PR strategies calculated to a fault, while another hinted that working with them feels more like a high-stakes chess game than a creative partnership. Then there's the money. Brands like Aviation Gin and Maximum Effort rely heavily on Ryan's charm offensive, and cracks in his polished image are starting to raise red flags. Corporate partners don't just want familiar faces. They want untouchable, drama-free faces. When controversy creeps in, hesitation follows. Blake, with her fashion collaborations and lifestyle endorsements, isn't immune either. Luxury brands thrive on exclusivity, not scandal-adjacent associations. This controversy isn't just about Ryan and Blake. It's rocking the foundations of media credibility. Time magazine, once seen as a symbol of integrity, now faces scrutiny for allegedly playing the PR game. The big question on everyone's mind: how many other accolades are less about merit and more about backroom deals? Celebrities who've built their brands on carefully orchestrated narratives are nervously watching this unfold. If Ryan and Blake, the masters of charm and likability, can fall from grace, who's next? The ripple effect is sparking a larger conversation about authenticity in an industry long defined by smoke, mirrors, and image control. In Toro 34. Hollywood, meet your reckoning. The fall of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a cautionary tale about underestimating your audience. People are tired of fairy tales wrapped in PR packaging. The entertainment industry is changing. Independent creators on YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms are exposing Hollywood's underbelly, giving a voice to an audience fed up with spin and hungry for transparency. Studios and networks, once untouchable, are feeling the heat. Accountability is no longer optional, and social media ensures every misstep goes viral. The takeaway? Authenticity is the new currency. Audiences don't just want entertainment. They want to trust the people behind the screen. The demand for transparency is reshaping Hollywood, forcing stars and studios to rethink how they operate. For Blake and Ryan, salvaging their image won't be easy. Public apologies, low-key humanitarian projects, or tearful morning show interviews might help, but every move will be under a microscope. The industry is watching, and this saga proves one thing. In the age of unfiltered content, you can't charm your way out of everything. In Toro 35. In a town built on reinvention, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively might still find a way to bounce back. But for now, their saga serves as a stark reminder. In Hollywood, the shine doesn't last forever, especially when the spotlight reveals more than just a perfectly curated image. The fallout from their alleged PR tactics is shaking the industry, proving that authenticity matters more than ever. Audiences are fed up with manipulative practices, and this drama shows why we must question the narratives we're sold. Want to stay ahead of the latest scandals and industry shifts? Hit that like button and subscribe to join the conversation. Together, we can hold Hollywood accountable and demand real change. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and stay tuned for more insights, updates, and unfiltered truths about the entertainment world's biggest players.